Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to the latest edition of Nathbet.com. It's kind of been a while I think with FA Cup action and teams playing and divisions not playing. We've been texting a couple of tips but glad to say we're back on track now and the games and the weekends come fast. Very fast indeed, so there'll be plenty of betting going on and that's the way we like it. Talking about betting, next week we will be live to you from Las Vegas as we go on our annual trip. So make sure that you watch that. I'm sure we'll be outside the Bellagio fountains as normal. Now, before I start this week, I must say to you, please wait on until the end of this show or this broadcast because we have got the biggest fourfold in Nathbet history. The biggest, the baddest, the best. I like it. I'll explain why. We've got some crazy odds. If you want to win some serious cash this weekend, you need to put a few pounds on this fourfold. But before that, let's go on with the double and the treble. The double, the safe double. This week we have been cashing in recently at Nathbet. Southampton are the boys. Okay, they got knocked out by Crystal Palace. Bit of a strange result in the FA Cup last weekend. However, Premier League form has been pretty incredible, really. Arsenal win. Manchester United win. Newcastle win. They are on a roll after that. I can understand it, a little bit of a fall from grace after that stunning start. Swansea come to town or come to St Mary's, obviously minus Wilfred Bonney. Gomez obviously is talk of a lot of interest of him going. Whether he starts or not remains to be seen. I think he might get pulled if there is a decent bid that's come on the table. I believe there are 2 or 3 bids in the midst. So Swansea are going to be depleted. Southampton, like I say, flying high, and I think that their home form will be far too much for Swansea on this occasion. 8-13 about Southampton. We're going to back Southampton to win. Double M up with Ipswich against Wigan. Wigan just lost Callum McManaman to West Brom in the transfer window. They continue to be weakened. Malky Mackay not really halting the slide there, or an alarming slide. I really did think they'd be there or thereabouts this season. They are battling for their lives against relegation. Ipswich, on the other hand, especially at home, so strong. Not many teams come there and leave with points, so I expect Ipswich to get the job done against a Wigan side, like I say, who are struggling badly. Southampton and Ipswich are our double, and they can be found at 2-1. Ipswich at 4-5, so 2-1 double on that front. Make sure you put those bets on. If you haven't got an account with BetVictor is the best price for the double this week. Make sure you get it on. Make sure you open an account. Don't navigate away from the screen. Click on the BetVictor icon. Get involved. Put your details in, and you will get a special only to Nathbet customers exclusively 5-1 on Manchester United to beat Leicester at home. 5-1, incredible price. But like I say, you must put the bets on through us to do that. Okay, treble, Sunderland against Burnley. I'm going to back Sunderland to win this one. Sunderland, well, both sides struggling badly at the bottom end of the table, and probably more likely than not, one of these two sides will end up going down. I just fancy the slight class of Sunderland to get past Burnley, who definitely have done very well recently under Sean Dyche, and Danny Ings up front doing a really good job. But I think that Sunderland will have a little bit too much for them on this occasion. 6-5 odds against. We're going to take Sunderland to beat Burnley in this 6-pointer. We go to Cardiff next, and Derby, the visitors there, and I'm expecting Steve McClaren's men to come away with all 3 points. The quality will show. I expect Derby to go through. They will get automatic promotion this season. Don't you worry about that. And they've had a couple of good additions, Steve McClaren. Darren Bent there now as well. So 6-5 about Derby going to Cardiff, who have been disappointing at home. Is definitely a bet that we like to have here. So Sunderland and Derby, both at 6-5. Finish out with Nottingham Forest against Millwall. Derby so strong at Pride Park, but Forest went there and won, and that's definitely changed a little bit the scope there for Stuart Pearce under a lot of pressure, and that's a massive win for them. I think they'll go on from there. Obviously, they're doing very well at the start before that horrendous run of form. But Millwall are the visitors there. Millwall do not travel well, and Nottingham Forest at 8-11. I'm expecting to get the job done there. So Sunderland, Derby, Nottingham Forest 7.3-1 treble. Okay, here we go. Drum roll. I said it was going to be special. We have got a 100-1 fourfold for you here at Nathbet. 100-1. Our first ever triple price tip. And I like it. I like it a lot. Here we go. This is why. Brentford against Middlesbrough. We're going to back a score draw here. Well, I say a score draw, it doesn't matter if it's a 0-0 draw. A draw is what we're backing there, 12-5. Brentford against Middlesbrough, top of the table clash. I don't expect Borough to get beat here. They've obviously gone to Manchester City and won very, very easily. But the temptation is to go there and ride Middlesbrough at 6-4. I think Brentford are very, very strong at home. Obviously in the top 4 as well themselves. I think it'll be a tight game. I don't think there'll be a lot in it, and I think that maybe the exertions of the City Manchester Stadium might just have proved a little bit too much for them to win on this occasion. But I do expect a draw. 12-5 about the draw. We're going to back Brentford and Middlesbrough at 12-5 to have a draw. As we are Hull against Newcastle, both teams struggling. Obviously, Newcastle sitting pretty after Alan Pardew left, but John Carver's struggling to get any momentum. 1 draw and 3 losses in his time in charge. Steve Bruce, on the other hand, is in major relegation problems, him and Hull City. I just think that this is going to be a 0-0 draw. I think it'll be a dreadful game to watch. I hope you're not going to attend it. And if you are, good luck. 9-4 about the price, Hull versus Newcastle draw. I just think that it's going to finish up a stalemate. So Hull Newcastle a draw. In that one. West Brom against Spurs is our third bet of the fourfold. I'm going to back West Brom to win this with a draw no bet. West Brom to win with a draw no bet. It says just what it says on the tin. So West Brom win at a reduced price of evens. We're going to take that. If it's a draw, then it becomes a 50-1 treble. And obviously if Spurs win, then Spurs win. The bet's down. But I do expect West Brom, who have had an excellent win against Birmingham City last weekend, local derby there. Spurs, big win the other night, but at the same time, going to West Brom, which is definitely no easy task in itself, on short rest. West Brom having the week off. I think that West Brom will have the advantage here. I expect them to squeeze through. We have got the added insurance of a draw. So West Brom at even money to beat Spurs with a draw no bet. And the final fixture, which you might say, what are you talking about? Well, I've seen 2 or 3 games of them recently, and they're not as bad as what people think. I'm going to back Blackpool at home to beat Brighton. Blackpool rock bottom in the Championship. It's 19-5, so you get nearly 4-1 a home side beating Brighton. Brighton have struggled on the road this season, especially recently. Blackpool, for all the ramifications of losing 7-2 to Watford, they were 2-0 up at half-time in the FA Cup tie. And yes, they do leak goals for fun at the back, but at home they have shown a few decent results, and they are in touch with the Championship bottom 2 or 3, and they need to win games like this. I'm not saying it's a certainty, but then again, it's a 100-1 shot that's making it up, and I think that they're definitely overpriced on this occasion. So we're going to back Blackpool outright to beat Brighton at 19-5 and spring a big upset. And if it does, we're well on the way to a 100-1 fourfold. Make sure you get those bets on. Have a great one. And like I said, next week we'll be coming to you from Vegas. Adios. Viva Las Vegas.